Mr. Ledge was getting ready for work. "Don't forget the office dinner dance tonight, dear," he said. "Of course I won't," said Mrs. Ledge. "I have been thinking about it all year." Granny arrived at tea time. The children were already bathed and in their night clothes. Granny gave them some painting to do while she tidied up, and Mr. and Mrs. Ledge went upstairs to get ready. Luke sneaked into the bathroom while Mr. Ledge was shaving. "Will I have to shave when I grow up?" he asked, patting foam onto his trunk. "Go away," said Mr. Ledge. "I don't want you ruining my best trousers." The baby crept into the bedroom where Mrs. Ledge was putting on her makeup. Mrs. Ledge didn't notice until it was late. "Look," said the baby. "Pretty." "Don't move," said Mrs. Ledge. "Don't touch anything." Outside on the landing, things were even worse. Laura was clopping about in her mother's best shoes and beads, and Lester and Luke were seeing how many toys they could cram into her new ties. "Downstairs at once," bellowed Mrs. Ledge. "Can't I just have one night in the whole year to myself? One night when I am not covered in jam and poster paint? One night when I can put on a new dress and walk through the front door all in one piece?" The children went downstairs to Granny. Mr. Ledge followed soon after, very smart in his best suit. At last, Mrs. Ledge appeared in the doorway. "How do I look?" she asked. "Pretty, Mommy," gasped the children. "What a smasher," said Mr. Ledge. "You look like a film star, dear," said Granny. "Hands off," said Mrs. Ledge to the paint-smelled children. Mr. and Mrs. Ledge got ready to leave. "Goodbye, everyone," they said. "Be good now." The baby began to cry. "Just go," said Granny, picking her up. "She will stop as soon as you have left. Have a lovely time." "We have escaped," said Mr. Ledge with a smile, closing the front door behind them. "All in one piece," said Mrs. Ledge, "and not a smell of paint between us." "Actually," said Mr. Ledge gallantly, "you had looked wonderful to me, even if you were covered in paint." Wow. Which was perfectly true, and just as well, really.